What is up, everybody? It's Dr. Vibe here, host and producer of the award-winning Dr. Vibe Show, the home of Epic Conversations, and I'm the host of Epic Conversations. 2020 Best Podcast News Award winner, 2018 Innovation Award winner given out by the Canadian Ethnic Media Association. I also co-host and co-produce the only online show in the world for dads and fathers that's sponsored by Dove Men Plus Care. And being part of that team since 2020, we've reached out directly and indirectly to over 300,000 dads and fathers around the world. So as always, I like to say you're blessed, highly favored, a magnet for miracles, and a solution for someone's problem. One other thing too, two other things. I'm also a featured contributor to the Fly Nubian Queen YouTube channel, which is run by Dr. Boyce and Dr. Alicia Watkins. And that YouTube channel has 580,000 subscribers. The Indie Suit Media Independent Creators Network, which has a reach of 1 million people. So we're going to get it right quick because this young gentleman doesn't have a lot of time. So let's bring him up. Star of the show today.
How are you doing?
I am outstanding. How are you today?
I am very good. Listen, I'm sending you lots of good vibrations, lots of positive vibrations and sunshine, warm sunshine from Kingston, Jamaica. So my name is Alando Terrelonge. I'm a Minister of State in the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. I'm a member of Parliament and I represent the constituency of East Central St. Catherine. You know, that's my home, that's my family right there. You know, so it's a pleasure to be their member of Parliament. I won my second term in 2020. And of course, we look forward to elections next year in 2025, when we will have a historic third term as their member of Parliament and as a government. So it really has been a pleasure working with Prime Minister Andrew Holness. We're building back stronger coming out of that COVID period, and we continue to do that. And going into next year, you know, there's a high focus on peace, productivity, and of course, youth empowerment. So it really has been a pleasure. Over the last 8 years, I have served not only as member of Parliament, but also a minister in the Ministry of Culture, Gender, Entertainment, and Sport, and also in the Ministry of Education and Youth. So I join you now as a minister in the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and Foreign Trade. And yeah, we're here to talk about all things Jamaica and all things diaspora, you know, our national diaspora policy, how we as a government, how we view diaspora relations as a strategic part of national development right here in Jamaica.
Wonderful. So before we get into it, real quick, Fitnets IQ Cam says, afternoon, everyone. Keisha Wright says claps, and Keisha Wright also says good afternoon. So, Minister, how did this? What's the history of this conference? What's the history of this event?
All right, so the first conference was held in 2004. And again, you know, it was founded or started rather on the principle of connecting Jamaicans at home with Jamaicans abroad. So when you look at the theme for this year's conference, it's United for Jamaica's Transformation. It's that unity between Jamaicans abroad and Jamaicans at home that is going to continue towards Jamaica's transformation. And over the last 8 years, we have seen that growth and productivity. We have seen the sort of engagement that is required, you know, to move Jamaica along that path of transformation. So this is 20 years of strategic diaspora engagement. And of course, it's a biennial conference happening every 2 years. So this is now the 10th iteration of, or the 10th staging of the conference. So it is going to be exciting. You know, we've been marketing Jamaica as destination trade and investment. Everyone knows Jamaica for its, you know, its sunshine. I mean, I just sent you some warm sunshine from Jamaica, you know, but Jamaica is more than our beaches. It's more than, it's more than, you know, coming down and having a red stripe beer, having some jerk chicken, going to Dunsriver Falls, you know, going to Frenchman's Cove down in Portland, or going to Somerset Falls in Portland as well, or going down the hip strip, you know, Margaritaville in Montego Bay. Jamaica is also one of the best economies in the developing world. So if you look at the Miami Times article last year, June, the Miami Herald said that Jamaica literally is a mini superpower in the region based on the work of Andrew Holness and the government of the Jamaica Labour Party. You look at the Financial Times report a few weeks ago out of the UK, and the Financial Times says that in 2012, Jamaica was on the brink of economic destruction. Fast forward 8 years later, Jamaica is now a beacon of economic growth, prosperity, wealth creation. You have a job, you have a rate of unemployment in Jamaica that now stands at 4%, you know, which has surpassed which has surpassed, you know, I mean, you look at first world economies, the UK, the US, and Canada. When you talk about the growth, post-COVID growth, our post-COVID growth, you know, are higher than our pre-COVID growth now. So it's an exciting time to live in Jamaica, to be a part of a government that understands that it takes cash to care. And as Prime Minister Andrew Holness always notes, we are a government that is fixing the economy so that we can generate the cash, so we can implement the programs to care for our citizens. So the Diaspora Conference, we're marketing it as destination trade and investment. So we can get, you know, Jamaicans across the diaspora to come in, invest in Jamaica, see investment returns, see yourselves earning money, as opposed to just having family members calling you and saying, boy, send some Western Union no, me nah no money, or send the wire transfer, no, our biggest on Digicel credit, our biggest on Floor credit because we want card, you know. So listen, as Jamaica grows, it means that what? The diaspora, less phone calls from Jamaicans saying, boy, you know, pack the barrel and send the barrel, or when you come to Jamaica, see my shoe size, you're 10-1 shoes for me. We'll see several government ministries and agencies, I mean, key private sector groups. For example, our legacy partners, the Victoria Mutual Group, you know, Jamaica National, Grace Kennedy Group, they are what you call our legacy partners. And I mean, they are doing amazing things in Jamaica and across the diaspora. And they are, in fact, our conference chairperson is Courtney Campbell from the Victoria Mutual Group. And it's a pleasure working with him and all other stakeholders just to ensure that this conference in Montego Bay will be absolutely phenomenal and unforgettable, while again, providing key linkages for Jamaicans at home and abroad as it relates to great investment opportunities.
Thank you for a thorough download of this. I have a question. I have a conversation piece for you. When did you first hear about this conference?
When did I first hear about? Well, I heard about the conference a few years ago when I came into government. So I would say 2016 would have been the first time I heard about the conference. Last year during COVID, there was a virtual conference. You know, we were all invited to log on as ministers of government just to share in the experience. The year before, sorry, during COVID. During that virtual conference. And even though it was virtual, I mean, it was still very, very positive engagement with the diaspora. This year, it's going to be bigger and better because we're talking about 20 years of a strategic relationship with the diaspora. Oftentimes, you know, we get the complaints, person in the diaspora, they will say that, well, we only hear from government or we only hear from Jamaicans when they want us to send remittances or when they want to help us to help fund things. And what myself and Minister Johnson Smith, we have been doing, we've been changing the narrative. And the narrative really has been changed to a process of engagement, empowerment, and of course, continued connectivity with the diaspora. Because we recognize that the diaspora has a voice, and that when we speak of national development, so as I indicated earlier, a part of our national development plan, our strategy, is diaspora engagement, recognizing the role that they play. You're talking more than $4 billion would have been sent back to Jamaica by members living, and this is in the main groups of Canada, the US, the UK, and of course Cayman. And that's remittances just from those areas alone, 14% of GDP. Then you're talking about over the last year and a half, investments in education and health, more than $98 million would have been invested, US dollars would have been invested, you know, in our health and education infrastructure development as well. So the diaspora really has a lot to contribute. Then there's what we call the brain gain. So you have diasporans who have been living abroad for, let's say, 15 years, 20 years, 30 years. The university is one of the top universities in Jamaica, in the Caribbean. And the president is now Dr. Kevin Bryan, who was a part of the Global Jamaica Diaspora Council in the UK. I had the pleasure of working with him just as he was finishing out in that capacity. And now I have the pleasure of working with him as the president of UTEC. So that for me is a great example of brain gain and the diaspora contributing to Jamaica's continued growth and development. And I'll just add this one point before I stop again on this point, Dr. Vibe, is that we also have for the first time what we call the sector leaders. So the iterations that we use to help Jamaican government develop and move with our diaspora policy. We have the Global Jamaica Diaspora Council and the Global Jamaica Diaspora Youth Council. And these are council members across various sectors living across the world. And they sit on a council chaired by myself. And we literally plan out strategic ways to engage the diaspora within their territories as well. And then we have sector leaders. So these are Jamaicans living abroad doing brilliant things, the best of their field, whether it's in terms of cybercrime, security, whether it's agriculture, whether it's education, and they are linked to key focal points within each ministry, direct access, of course, to exchange ideas and to make valuable contributions to the growth and development of Jamaica. So it's a win-win, mutually symbiotic relationship that we have now developed as a government with our diaspora, recognizing that they have a key role to play in national growth and development.
For those people who don't know and want to know more information, so I want to know more information about the conference, there's all the different places you can find out about it on the screen. Website, should be said Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Let me ask, what are the opportunities you'd like to tell people who are not living in Jamaica that they can come and take advantage of in Jamaica at this time, especially capital-wise?
Well, I'm glad you asked that, Dr. Vibe, because guess what? We're building a vibe around agriculture. I see I'm using your name right there, right? We're building a vibe around agriculture. So orchard crops, for example, that's a big deal right now. And it's a great opportunity for Jamaicans abroad and also friends of Jamaica. You know, Jamaica is a thriving democracy, one of the best examples of democracy promotion within the world. And of course, you know, we like to welcome the world to Jamaica. So investment opportunities exist for Jamaicans and also friends of Jamaica as well. So agriculture is key. It's booming. It's growing. I had a meeting this morning with Shulette Cox from Jampro, you know, and we're looking at positioning agriculture within the conference as well. Then, of course, you know, there is there's trade and investment opportunities. The stock exchange is going to be a part of it. In 2015, 2018, Jamaica was voted, you know, more than once as the best, having the best junior stock exchange market in the world, you know. And when you look at the recent reports coming from the IMF and the World Bank, speaking of Jamaica's economic growth and resilience, it tells you Jamaica is the place to invest. So come on down, buy your stocks, and just invest in Jamaica. Then, of course, there's the construction industry. The construction industry is perhaps the fastest growing opportunity for investment right here in Jamaica. And it's just general from across, you know, roadways, highways, you know, you're talking about infrastructure development within our roadways. Then you're talking about, you know, buildings, commercial building, residential homes. We have built more homes for Jamaicans in the last 8 years than have been built in the last 40 years. As a government, we've also been upskilling the labor force, recognizing that the rest of the world is coming to Jamaica, investing in Jamaica, recognize that Jamaica is now, as I indicated, destination trade and investment. We have upskilled our workforce. So HEART program, they are training young Jamaicans across a myriad, across a multiplicity of different areas. There is you know, improvements in agriculture, there is improvement in construction technology. So it's a wide range, you know. And even if you want to open your own you know, nail salon or hair salon, or you want to open your barbershop, again, these are some of the skills that we're training them, we're certifying them. We have programs where we go into communities and we say, listen, bring your tools of trade and we can certify you on the spot. Or you can register at HEART and you can get your skills training, whether it's a 12-week program or a 2-year program going from level 1, level 2, level 3, level 4, and so forth. So we're priding ourselves on that. Then there's the Caribbean Maritime Institute, which is focused on logistics as well, because that is another key area of growth and development in Jamaica. Listen, we have Jamaicans now who are able to work on ships. And I don't mean work on ships as waiters. I mean work on ships as mechanical engineers and so forth, you know, and just strategic course of action, path, etc. So it's a great time, as I said, to invest in Jamaica, and the government is all about that sort of developing our human capital as we look forward to Vision 2030, which says we're leaving no one behind.
Excellent. Well, I know our time is tight, so I just want to say to you, thank you for taking the time out of your positive, productive schedule, and just leave us with just your final pitch to get people down to this conference.
Well, okay. Well, before I go into that, my team is telling me that the 12:30 is running late, so I do have another 10 minutes, if that is fine for you.
That's fantastic.
Yeah. So,
good. Okay.
Yeah.
No, that's
all
well,
right.
Thank you. Thank you for you and the team. So we'll save that till later. Let's continue
All
on
right.
then. So, what are the challenges that you hear from Jamaicans who have moved away who want to come back and either give investment to Jamaica, and how are you addressing them?
Mhm. I suppose a big part of the challenge that we hear from them is that they don't know about different things that are happening. And this is why it was important for me to meet with JamPro this morning to discuss different ways of engagement. So we're going to have a portal launch at the conference in June. This is a big deal now. It's called the JamDem portal. And the purpose of the JamDem portal is to provide Jamaicans overseas with real life updates of different investment opportunities. So we're launching the portal and we want Jamaicans to register. As a government, we recognize that we have a responsibility to empower our Jamaicans wherever they are, and be it offering governmental help or government services, etc., or just providing great investment opportunities for them as well. So that's a big deal that's happening for the conference in June, and I'd encourage everyone to come down for the conference.
How much planning has it taken to make this conference happen?
Yeah, all right. So we started planning last year. I would safely say last year, October. And then we had to go through procurement to bring on the project, to bring on the project manager. And the project manager has been fully engaged since, I would say, February, March, and now we're going full speed ahead until June. We've already had several meetings with different private sector groups who are coming on board as what we call our platinum partners. And it's exciting. There's definitely a buzz and again surrounding the whole opportunity of investment. We'll have this key feature called the marketplace, government at your fingertip. So as you enter the conference, there'll be literally government agencies, also private investment groups, giving you opportunities to either know what's going on in Jamaica or again, going back to trade and investment. So I can share this with you. One of our partners is National Bakery. When you come down, you can discuss great ideas. How do I get a national bakery outlet within my part of Canada, within my part of the UK, within my part of the US? I have a store and I want to partner with, let's say, Digicel, or I want to partner with a construction company. How can I buy shares in this particular stock? What is happening? We're looking at technology and focusing on robotics and engineering, etc. How can I invest? How can I be a part of it? How can I get this service back home where I am, where I have business interest, and allow it to grow as well? So it's really looking forward to be shaping up to be a good conference, and I'm looking forward to it, and just to welcome the world to Jamaica. And again, a key part of the message, Dr. Vibe, is for Jamaicans, second, third, and fourth generation Jamaicans, to understand that they belong. So a part of our marketing campaign is you belong. So yes, your grandmother left Jamaica in 1965, you still belong. Yes, your father left Jamaica 20 years ago, you still belong. And we'll have a special segment, or segments rather, geared at second, third, and fourth generation of Jamaicans living overseas. So that youth empowerment aspect, it's also letting young people abroad know that, listen, if you have beyond the trade and investment, if you have a skill, I was in Canada and I met one police officer. He has a daughter who is interested in judo, and he's like, hey, she'd like to represent Jamaica in judo. And I'm like, all right, but have you sorted out her citizenship by way of descent, because the wife is Jamaican? He's like, no, we haven't done it as yet. And I'm like, listen, get to the mission either in Toronto or in Ottawa, and let the wife bring her birth certificate, etc., prove that she's Jamaican, and then your daughter can get citizenship by descent. We'll sort out her citizenship, we'll sort out her passport, and she's very eligible to do judo for Jamaica. Just like how you have several players on the national football team who are from the UK, from Canada, from the US, because they're Jamaicans by descent. But this is the kind of knowledge that we want out there, that everyone belongs. And of course, there's this great trade and investment opportunities. So there's a high focus on youth empowerment as well, looking at the different things that we're doing. And of course, there'll be special packages, Dr. Vibe, because we understand that, young people, yes, they want to trade and invest, but they also want to have some fun. So, we have special packages working with different tour companies, working with the Jamaica Tourist Board, working with hotels and so forth, so they can come to Jamaica. And between the conference in Montego Bay, if they want to slip away one afternoon, to go to Ocho Rios to enjoy Duns River Falls, if they want to slip away at night and go down the hip strip and enjoy a good time at Margarita Vale or one of the pubs down there, that's all good. It's all fun for them as well. So it's a tailored package.
You've mentioned in our conversation, especially the focus on youth. how important is youth to Jamaica's not only economic future, but the future as a country as a whole?
Yeah, extremely important. So again, they represent a large percentage of what we consider our human capital, and no country can grow without a direct investment in its human capital. And this is why, as a government, we have made it clear that we're investing in agencies like Heart, Heart Trust. They are the key focal point for the skills training of Jamaican youth, giving them their certification across, different, whatever the skills training field is. And Heart will tell you that there is no age limit to Heart enrollment. You could be 99. You can still be enrolled at Heart to learn a skill. Then, of course, there's all the assistance that we give to our different universities, from the University of West Indies, University of Technology, and of course the Caribbean Maritime Institute, which has a key focus on logistics, as I indicated, and in terms of maritime studies, very, very key as we build out our exclusive economic zone in Jamaica as well. The future is robotics, it's technology, it's AI. And our Prime Minister has always maintained that we want our young Jamaicans to not only be consumers of technology, but we also want to be producers of technology. So very, very important for us. Of course, there's continued migration, but we need second, third, and fourth generation of Jamaicans to understand that they belong and to maintain that connection with Jamaica as their home. We want them to go ahead, get their citizenship. We want them to come to Jamaica. We want them to invest in Jamaica, own homes in Jamaica, own businesses in Jamaica. And of course, we want them to keep the Jamaican flag going wherever they live, whether it's Canada, the UK, China, Japan. We want them to be recognized as the brand ambassadors, waving the Jamaican flags, getting Jamaican businesses in their own communities as well, and also just empowering them and providing help and services and assistance for them wherever they are as a whole. So we continue that legacy of strong Jamaican communities across the world.
Well, I think I've come to the time, because I don't want to push you too much further, because I got extra time, so I'm Bill Blitz. It's interesting. Fitness IQ says, say less. I want to invest in Jamaica. So there you already have one of our viewers saying they want to invest in Jamaica. All right. Now I will ask you, give your final pitch for people to come and be part of this conference.
So Jamaica is looking forward to welcome the world to Montego Bay, June 16th, 19th, for our 10th Biennial Jamaican Diaspora Conference. It promises to be a great opportunity for trade, investment, networking, and just getting together as a family of Jamaicans and friends of Jamaica as well. You're talking about interfacing with the Prime Minister, different heads of private sector groups, Victoria Mutual, Jamaica National, Digicel, National Bakery, great construction companies like Pinnacle and so forth, interface with different government agencies, learning about what's happening here in Jamaica, learning about what's making Jamaica great, what is making Jamaica the most sought after investment destination in the Western Hemisphere. You're talking about the upskill of training of our workers, a low unemployment historic low unemployment rate of 4%, and of course, one of the best post-COVID economic recovery models in the world that has gotten the stamp of approval from the World Bank, the IMF, the Financial Times, the Miami Herald, international global finance rating agencies. And it's truly a remarkable time. And of course, this is set in the backdrop of Montego Bay, a tourist hub, a mecca for culture, a mecca for vibes, a mecca for entertainment. And of course, Dr. Vibes, we look forward to seeing you as well, because I know you'll be bringing the vibes. I know you'll be bringing the vibes to the conference in June.
Well, I will speak with the particulars and see if I can be a diaspora correspondent.
Excellent.
For the event. But Minister, I want to say first and foremost, thanks for taking time out of your positive, productive schedule to share with us today. As always, I put the contact information for the event. It's on your screen. It's also been shared on anyone who's watching the replay on the platform. And as always, I'd like to say, Minister, to you and the country of Jamaica and Jamaicans around the world, don't just manage your time, manage your energy, and remember to give yourself grace, and God bless.
God bless you and all your viewers as well. Thank you, Dr. Vibe. It's been a pleasure.
Look forward to seeing you in person soon.
See you in June.
All right, take care. All right. So, Fitness IQ Cam wants to invest in Jamaica. Who's going to Jamaica? All right. That was a great conversation. And look at this. Well, that's a good question. Will it also be accessible virtually? Good question. Maybe the minister's in the back in the green room. Maybe you can type in the private chat if it's available virtually. I'm not 100% sure, but we'll get that information on the notes of the replay. So that is it. Quick conversation. Usually I don't get an opportunity to do like new time conversation, but always a pleasure. I want to thank everyone who watched live or on the replay. It's appreciated, not taken for granted. So a few things. If you want to get in touch with me, website thedrvibeshow.com, YouTube, Facebook, and LinkedIn, the drvibeshow, Instagram at the drvibeshow, X or Twitter at drvibeshow, and email dr.vibe at the drvibeshow.com. Also, a few other things. If you are up to it, please subscribe to the Dr. Vibe Show on YouTube and hit the notification button. Also, like Dr. Vibe on Facebook, LinkedIn, and Instagram. If you want to advertise your business, product, or service on the platform, please feel free to contact me, dr.vibe at the drvibeshow.com. So that's it, family. Thank you for taking time, which is the most valuable thing out of your day, to watch this epic conversation. One other thing, you can watch replays of the Dr. Vibe Show at the drvibeshow.com. This is how we close things on the Dr. Vibe Show. And just to let you know, my heritage is Jamaican. Actually, my dad and mother born right in Jamaica. So don't just manage your time. I know I did it wrong this time. Live your life as a dream. If you can dream it, you can make it. Sometimes you have to get smaller to get stronger. Block assumptions. Then aim bigger, aim better, aim higher, aim wider. Love, faith, and respect. Remember to give yourselves grace. And as always, don't just manage your time, manage your energy. We got two more quick comments here. Let's see what they are. Fit and Anti-Q Tab. Anytime, Dr. Vibe. And got one more here. I'm happy I was able to join. Thank you right back, Keisha. Hope you are subscribing to the channel on YouTube. All right. God bless. Peace well. Keep the faith. Walk good. And we'll see you soon. Take care, family. Bye-bye.